Hello everybody, my name is Ash and welcome to this tutorial video. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to make this relatively simple but accurate and effective TNT canon. So this is the entire structure right here, and I'll go through how to build it in a second. But basically, press this button and it'll shoot out TNT. You can have it, how many TNT it shoots out depends on this sequence here. So if we go piston, no, turn. Now for every one of these it should fire, and then it'll stop. So you can also just go here and only have it fire once, and you can see over here, it is extremely accurate. It lands pretty much the exact same spot every single time. So yeah, it's pretty effective and simple. And it can all be powered just by one of these windmills, right? With just a single sail on it. So to adjust the range, what you'd do is you would scroll here, and then you can see it's falling a bit shorter, and if we shoot it again, it'll fall the same spot. It goes a bit deeper this time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, one thing to note with the speed, if it is too low, what happens is that the bearing completes its cycle enough that it can place down in the wrong spot. So if I were to just move this around a bit, and you can see actually it's blown itself up now. So that's why you do want to keep the speed at least 112 RPM or higher. Or actually not, you can't have it too high, otherwise it won't travel far enough for the dispenser to shoot. So that's why it really only has two range settings. If you want to get really tricky with it, you can get the rotation speed controller and hold shift to increment it by a lower amount. However, you are better off just, sticking with either these two range settings, 112 RPM and 128. So over here, I'm just going to build it really quickly. So we've got our rotation speed controller set to 128 RPM. We just place our large cogwheel in that. Now attached to this, what we can have is our windmill bearing, our sail frame, and then we just right click with an empty hand over here, and it will start rotating this at the RPM. Because it only needs to power a bearing, it doesn't need that much stress capacity, which is why we are fine with just the 512 from the windmill, even sped up this much. So then you're just going to route the power. I'm going to use these two adjustable chain drives and just twist them like that. And then we're going to need this sequenced gear shift, which is right what we're really using. And at the default, it will work. Now sometimes it'll go backwards, and if it does go backwards, all you need to do is either reverse the direction, depending on your input, right? If your input direction is different, sometimes it'll turn backwards. So you can just switch the input speed to reversed if it is going backwards. But do note that when you're building it, if you're building it, on a castle or something that you've already made before, you want to be a little careful there, because otherwise you might end up blowing up a little bit of your base. So all we need here now, we're just going to use two linear chassis placed like this, and then we're going to place two slime balls over here. Now our dispenser will go over here, and our plow, our mechanical plow, will go right here. And then in this dispenser, what you want to do is you want to just put TNT right like this. And just middle click to get a new stack and place it down. If you wanted to reload this system, it is possible, and I'll show how to do it in a second. So, automatically reload it. So what you can do is you can just click here, and then what you want to do is this the entire thing actually? Yep, that's it. So it's super simple, super easy to build up. You do need a little bit of brass, but it's really not that much. Like the worst part is this rotation speed controller. However, if you were to use some clever stepping up or like systems with either adjustable chain drives or just large and small cogs stacked together, you could get to the same speed, and it would be just as simple, right? Or it wouldn't be just as simple, but it would be fairly simple too. It'll just be a little larger. This is the most compact way that I've found to do it. So yeah, you can just click here, click here. Now, I believe if you want to reload it, you can just have a hopper sitting right here. We don't even need to bother with portable storage interfaces. What we can do is we can have, you know, either like, we'll have, you know, maybe you've got like a TNT factory or something, and you just want to route it into this hopper, so we'll just like put a chest on top or something like that. We'll use a creative crate just for proof of concept, right? But basically all this does is it pretends it's an inventory block with an infinite amount of item in the filter. So you can see it's filling it up right there. We'll help it along a little. And you can see whenever we click here, it'll shoot out the TNT. It goes a little lower because I think it bumps its head against the hopper. So actually, maybe for this system to be better, you'd want to route the items into the dropper. Maybe from the, let's check from the side. I haven't tested this part, but it's pretty simple. Oh. Yeah, that works. So then we just put our crate up there, and our TNT in here. Sorry. Voice is a little rusty. So now whenever you shoot, it'll shoot out like that, and I think I do want to just test real quick if we assemble that hopper. Does it need to be assembled for it to shoot straight? No. So you can just put the range here if you don't want the hopper moving. Although it doesn't really matter if it moves, right? So then you can see now it is working just fine, and we can, you know, increase the amount of times it fires, 3. So we've got a triple shot. Easy, easy, easy. So yeah, that is this mini TNT cannon design that is very accurate. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a bit of a different format than I usually do, but I figured it was a really short segment, so there wasn't a point in doing like a stream for it. So let me just you can also by the way, if you want it to like maybe shoot 2 directions, what you could do is you could place extras, right? You could use this concept. I suppose I should explain how it works actually. But so yeah, if I were to shoot this now, you can see it goes in both directions. Now it didn't actually shoot it off as much as it should have. Okay, so it doesn't work perfectly that way. But as long as you're building it right in this same way that I've done here, it does work consistently. Oh, you know what? It didn't work because of the center point was different. Yeah, okay. So if you actually want it 2 directional, what you do is this. You want the dispenser on the center block. There we go. You can see now it shoots both directions, same distance. But basically what's happening here is when a dispenser on a contraption moves by 1 block, it will trigger, so it will fire. So if I were to, for instance, let's have a long arm here, right? So if I were to put a long arm like this, and then place a dispenser over here, and we're not going to use TNT, let's use something else. Let's use just like some chicken, right? So, and we'll fill this dispenser up, and then what we're going to do is get our windmill bearing. So for every block it travels, it will fire, right? So you can see it's firing a lot more on on like the same amount of rotation because it's traveling across more blocks because it's further out. So for every block it travels, it will trigger, and this property also applies to droppers. So if you've got any fun ideas for what to do with that, then you can apply that. And basically what these plows do is they'll just when they you know, hit an entity like, you know, the TNT or something, they kind of just yeet it. So I believe you could actually, we could switch this to chickens, right? So what we'd want to do is just get rid of those, and we could actually shoot chickens as well. Or any other item, right? This any other item that gets spit out. So you could go like, oh, we want to shoot grass blocks or something like that, right? So then you can oh right, because of Quark, it places blocks. So you'd use a dropper if you wanted to shoot blocks out, but for other items, okay. Well, it doesn't always work. It works better with like falling entities, like mobs and TNT, probably sand as well if you could get it into the right position. But anyway, I think I kind of dragged this out long enough. Got my 10 minutes anyway. So I want to say thank you for checking this out and seeing how it worked. I hope you can find use for this design wherever you please. And later, or almost like in like 10 hours, the Mechanic Rafters SMP will be live. I'm uploading this pretty much as soon as I record it, so look forward to that, you know, as well. So thank you, and have a nice day. Goodbye.